Hey guys, I'm sending this video out to servers and bartenders. So servers, bear with me on some of the bar stuff that we're going to talk about first. I just wanted to go over a few things. And those of you who have never heard one of these videos before, this is just a nice way for me to communicate multiple things at the same time to all of you by just having you watch this video. So there's a piece of paper out by the bar. It kind of looks like this. It says your bar specials on it. It's there for reference. The person that says, "Hey, you got any specials?" I mean, it's there for you. There's going to be multiple signs around the restaurant that may or may not say these specials, but these are all available. They're all programmed into the computer. Good reference sheet for in case somebody's got any questions. But our happy hour, which goes from morning to 5 p.m., is now going to be $2 off a drink instead of $1 off a drink. So that's an important one. Now the rest you could just read when you get here. So nothing's, we'll take care of that when you get here. Uniforms, so we'll talk about those. So a lot of questions about uniforms. We're going through some changes. Some, it's going to get hotter out and stuff. Basically, we like everybody to be in black. What's the guideline? Well, keep it professional. If you don't understand what professional means, then we're here to tell you, hey, that's not professional. Please don't wear that again. Wear something else. So generally speaking, it's, no jeans, shorts, no athletic wear, which is tight-fitting clothing. But there was a question about these skirts, the sports skirts that, if they look professional, then they're good. They're black. You look nice. You look professional. You're good to go. I know there's a little bit confusion about that because it's a little bit interpretation. We can't have an absolute rule for all people, like everybody wearing the exact same pairs of shorts. That's just not going to happen ever. So, let's just if you look at yourself in the mirror and say, do I look professional? Am I clean and presentable and professional looking? And generally speaking, black is the way to go there. If you have any questions, certainly you could reach out to me, or you could reach out to the management. I've been communicating with Nicole. You could always ask her about what looks good, what doesn't. If you think that something does look good, and the manager's telling you no, that doesn't look good, you just call it. You could call me. You could say, hey, what do you think about this uniform? Whatever, that's fine. I'm available to all you guys, not just the management. Don't be intimidated by me. I'm not a scary person. Ask me anything you want. All right, I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about the employee-customer relationship. That relationship's pretty simple. Yeah, I'm here to provide you with the service, with a smile, with quality service, quality product, speed. It's a real basic thing. I think when that relationship gets a little casual sometimes, I think things go off the tracks. What do I mean by that? Well, if a customer that comes in here a lot and, maybe he's a pain in the ass. I mean, pain in the ass customers are our customers too. We deal with pain in the ass customers all day, every day. I mean, if you can't deal with a pain in the ass customer, then in a professional manner, you probably need to go work at McDonald's or something in the kitchen or something, man. And don't talk to customers. I don't know what to tell you, but everyone in this restaurant should be able to handle, in the front of the house, should be able to handle a customer that is a pain in the ass. So, a customer is a pain in the ass. Let's make an example. Let's say Cal Jenkins. He's kind of a pain in the ass, right? But he's a good customer. Take care of the fucking guy. What's the problem? It's if he's got a unusual request and he wants you to do something that's reasonable but unusual, just do it. He's a customer. He's a paying customer. We take care of all our customers. I don't want to get too specific here with Cal because there's a lot of examples. The relationship with your customers could get too casual where maybe you're overpouring them, giving a little extra alcohol. Maybe you're not charging for something because they're your friends or they're coming to see you. All these things are really, against the rules, and you lose the shifts or you're getting fired, and people are always bitching to me about losing shifts, getting fired. You do stupid shit, man. It's on you. Don't look at me. I didn't do the stupid stuff. You did it. And if you don't understand what stupid is, again, maybe you need to go work somewhere else. I mean, my office is always open. You're welcome to come in here and talk to me about stupidity. I'll explain it to you in quite detail what stupidity is. All right. So in regards to this casual customer relationship, sometimes we sit on the opposite side of the bar. We have a few beers with the customers. Anybody that discusses say cheese business with a customer will be terminated immediately. That's a big no-no. A customer should never know our inner workings here at Say Cheese. That is a huge no. Absolutely not. If you get fired by Anthony because he heard you say something or a customer told him something that they shouldn't know, obviously somebody told them. If they know something, and he figures it out, and you're fired because of it, it's on you, not me. It's on you. All right, same thing. We talked about a little bit of over-serving that goes on here. Sometimes, you'll comfortable. Over-serving is... I've talked to you about this before. I don't understand why people overserve people. It is one of the worst things you could do as a bartender. Giving a customer more alcohol than they can manage. Now they're going into their car and driving away thinking they only had 3 drinks. Well, in reality, they had 6. Now they get pulled over like, well, what? What do you mean? I only had 3 drinks. I'm fine. You're causing that. And you might think, oh, the customer likes getting hooked up, more alcohol. Listen, first of all, it's against the fucking law, man. You're doing that shit. You shouldn't work here. It's quite straight up, man. I'm going to have this discussion with Anthony, off camera, and if he sees anybody overpouring and he fires you for it, on you, not me. But he will be looking for it and making sure you guys are doing the right things. I understand we had an underage incident here a couple weeks ago. The kid was brought an outside beverage to the outside area. That outside area is a big, thing for us with the summertime. It really has to be paid attention to by the bartenders. You got to go out there once in a while and just see what's going on and manage that. Again, if you're having trouble with that, you can't manage it. You can certainly, if there's an incident, you can certainly, bring that to the attention of the kitchen manager and they could address it. If you can't address it yourself, but man, you got to do it. If you can't do that, then man, you can't really work that shift. The bartender has to manage that. There is nobody else to manage that and keep an eye on what's going on out there. If people are going next door to the liquor store, grabbing the little shorty shots, everybody knows what those are, the little small bottles, and drinking them out there and shooting them out there, you can't let that happen, man. That stuff, I know you guys are anti-confrontational, you bartenders, but that could go on, man. And if it does go on and it happens on your shift, it's going to reflect on you. In the repercussions are going to come down on you. Let's address smoking next. Smoking is quite frankly out of control, man. What the hell's wrong with you people, man? You can't have 20 cigarettes during one shift at Say Cheese. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, where the frig is the other bartender? Bartender's busy, the second bartender's missing all the time. What the hell's going on here, man? Again, I give you guidelines. You can't follow the guidelines. I instruct the management to get this stuff figured out and taken care of. Get it problem solved. So if they can't solve the problem, which is you, then you have to leave, and they will terminate you. And all this, it could be the guy that's been doing that for 3 years. What's the problem? Well, I just told him, hey, said, listen, that guy's been doing that for 3 years. I don't think that's appropriate anymore. Get this under control. That's how I talk to the management. Management comes to you and says, hey, I need you to get this under control. You don't get under control, you're fired. Oh, what do you fire me for? I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, you did. I'm here to tell you right now, you're doing it wrong. You get fired. It ain't, whatever, man. You can't do it. You can't do it. You're fired. All right, let's get into some server stuff. We talked a little bit about the uniforms. I guess the cell phone thing is really about everybody here. I mean, keep the cell phones out of your hands. We a lot of places that don't even allow employees to have cell phones on their persons. They have to check them in kind of like, at the area where they clock in. And that's where they stay until the end of their shift. We're not that crazy to do that, but I don't want to see cell phones in your hands. There's no reason why you need to be texting anybody, or you got an emergency on your hand, then tell the manager you got a little bit of emergency, you need to deal with something. That's fine, but I'm pretty sure an emergency doesn't occur every single shift. So keep the cell phones out of your hands. I don't want to see a cell phone in anybody's hand when I'm walking by. Listen, any one of you guys says these words, that's not my job. I've instructed the management to schedule a meeting with me, the manager, and you. And I will explain to you in detail what your job is. Let me tell you something, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like that meeting. Don't ever say those words, that's not my job. Everything is your job. Everything in this building is your job. If you need an explanation further, happy to have that meeting. My door is wide open to all of you. Your shift's over, you want to have a sub, you place the order with someone else, not yourself. An employee never puts an order in for themselves. You go up to another manager or employee and say, hey, can you put me in a pizza sub? I want it to go. He puts the order in, he cashes you out, there's a ticket present, that's how it's done. Any variation of that leads to your termination and you're upset that you got fired over something that you've been doing for the last 3 years, whatever, man. I'm here to tell you that's not right. Again, the management will be looking out for these things because I'm going to go over the management with everything we're talking about. If a manager's, you employees, if you're not happy with what the manager's saying, or if something's not going right, my door's wide open. But you could, we always have the kick it upstairs policy here. So if an employee is doing something wrong, the manager deals with it. We kick it upstairs. If that manager's, not getting it figured out, he kicks it upstairs and asks for help. Or that employee, skips to the next manager and says, hey, listen, this manager said this. What do I do? A lot of times, the management can handle all these things, relatively simply. But, I'm always available for kicking it further upstairs, which, all the way to the top. I'm not going to bite your head off. Maybe I'll bite your head off with a couple of these items, but generally speaking, I'm very fair and, but I do tell it like it is. So, if a manager's telling you and they're not good communicators and they're telling you to do something that you don't like, that doesn't make sense, my door's wide open. Come on in, set up a meeting. It's real easy to set up a meeting. If you're afraid to call me, just send me a text. Say, hey, I need a meeting. Are you available Tuesday? I'll respond something to the effect of, yes, I am. I'll be available from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And, pick a time. And that's it. And that's all I got, guys. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.